Hi guys, happy Saturday. It's been a wonderful day thus far. Welcome to Mama Pam Speaks. First of all, you guys know I start my day off with saying Jesus is my everything. Um, it's Easter weekend. And just was out just a little bit trying to do what I can to make my family's life wonderful for that day. We got to remember that because he lives, I can face tomorrow. And I hope you can too. Saw a lot of things this week. I looked at the news. Ex-former President Donald Trump was indicted. We commemorated the 55th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King, an icon to America. And it was ironic that Mr. Trump was, ex-former President Trump was indicted on that same day. I found that to be amazing. Um, Basically, if I had to say something about this whole scenario that keeps coming up on my TV every darn day about ex-former President Donald Trump, is we've been indicted basically all our lives. That's what I got to say about it. I done been arraigned plenty of times. It is what it is. You guilty to proven innocent. That's all I got to say about it. With that, I conclude all that. Because we all know what it is. It is what it is now. So with that being said, we're starting off my new life on the outside. This is part one, and it's called New Beginnings. We know that the number 8, from what I have learned, means new beginnings. I did 8 and 8. Today is the 8th day. New beginnings. So I'm gonna start off like this, guys. I got out, went across that gate. My dearest sissy had her dad and his new wife to drive me home to Savannah. Came, I got up the car, saw my mom and my dad and my extended parents. I was so happy to touch ground on real ground. Just excited, don't know what to say. I had to go directly to the parole board. You have to report within 24 hours. I want to report right then, get it over with. I know I got the now wear leg monitors, so I wanted it over with. So, guys, I got out, they drove me. Oh, back up, back up. First thing before I even got to Savannah, the first meal I had was Cracker Barrel. Like, you got to remember, I was used to eating in a chow hall, so you have like 3 to 5 minutes to eat. Y'all know I was eating pretty fast. They had to slow me down just a little bit because all right, I've been doing the same thing for 8 years, 8 years, 8 months. I was eating a little bit fast. They're trying not to be looking at people or nothing like that. Just trying to stay focused and not overdo it and look like a fool in the restaurant. Okay. So anyway, Cracker Barrel. Then we was on our way to Savannah to finally come home to touch ground, to see my parents, my extended parents, my mom and daddy. Still, to both of you, rest in peace. Um, so I got to Savannah. Um, my dad, my extended dad, Papa T, he had me sheets and a few little garments and a suitcase, and he gave me another $25 because state released me with $25. 8 years of service, $25. I had a check for $25. My dad, my Papa T gave me $25. And so now they're gonna drop me off to the parole office. Okay, guys, I ain't seen Savannah in 8 and 8. So they dropped me off. Wrong parole office. So I went in that office on Abercorn. They told me the office on 31st, 32nd somewhere. So now it's okay with me. I don't mind walking. I will walk. I don't mind. So the first thing I did, guys, I smoke cigarettes. I smoke pokes. So back then I smoked pokes. Let me just give you some clarification. I said I smoked pokes back then. So I walked to the Kroger. Kroger was still there. And I bought me a pack of Newports and a lighter. And I proceeded to walk every step of the way to the parole office on like 8, 9, 10 blocks. I went in, told them who I was. They took me back there to my new parole officer. He didn't even have the decency to give me my leg equipment in a bag. He told me to get here you go and put it in my hand. So I said, hold on, guys. Hold on. Yeah, so I said, Thank you, sir. I ain't got near bag, near nothing. Now I didn't spent about $7 for the light and the cigarettes, so I got about 17, $18 left. So I left walking with my leg monitor in my hand. He didn't put the ankle bracelet on. I left walking down the street, wanted to see this beautiful park that I love in Savannah called Forsyth Park. I wanted to see that. I ain't bothered me a bit because I'm going downtown to get me a ponytail, a curly ponytail. Okay. So I walked every step of the way downtown. It didn't bother me a bit. I've been walking around in a circle for 8 and 8 years. That don't bother me. That feels good to me, actually. So watching the cars pass by, seeing this beautiful park in my historic city, Forsyth Park, love that park. I walking by, looking at the people. I mean, it was just amazing that first day. Okay, now I got to jump back on the bus. Oh, back up, went downtown, got me my curly ponytail, cause I'm finna make my hair real big up here. Okay, haven't had no weave in a while. So with that being said, I walked down to downtown Broad Street. Hadn't seen it in 8 and 8. It's changed a lot, a lot of different stores, a lot of different. This same hair store still there though. When I got my ponytail. So with that being said, got on the bus. Still remember how to get back home. This is my city. This is where I lived at all my life. So I know that the Augusta Avenue run that's gonna take me to back to Mama house. So with that being said, I jumped on the bus. Guess what, y'all? The bus now talks like they're scared me to darn death. They start talking about the stops and all that. I ain't know what was going on. I tried not to look so inconspicuous, but I ain't know what was going on. So I just sit there like I was normal, like everybody else was. I hope nobody don't know I was just getting out. I'm a convicted felon, but that's the thoughts was going through my mind. I just sit there and listen to that bus talk at every stop. It wasn't talking when I left, but it talk now. Okay, the intercom talk on the bus. I didn't know what to do. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, got off. Got off like on the other side, which is Augusta Avenue. My mom stayed on Hudson Hill, so I got off. This for y'all Savannah folks, y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, got off on Augusta Avenue. Looking at the city, everything has changed. Everything is different. The Augusta Avenue is different now. Don't see no folks like I used to see when I left. It kind of dried up. If you ask me, I think the folks that came through there, what I had to say. But anyway, I kept that to myself. Still trying to look like I haven't been to prison. I was sitting there listening to the bus talk and everything else. I was sitting there listening to the bus talk. Okay? I get off that bus and now I got me a little bit more money left because I still got my $25 check that the state had gave me, but I still got a little bit more money left. So guess what I want now? Chinese food. So then I go to the Chinese restaurant, which is on Bay Street before I get to my mom's house. And so I get me the cheapest Chinese plate because I ain't got much money left. Remember, I bought me a ponytail, a pack of Newports and a light. I ain't got much money left, okay? So I went and bought me a Chinese plate. So I happened to see my one of my homegirls in the store in the Chinese restaurant. She said, Pam, you home? I said, baby, just touched down today. Just touched down. I said, I tell you what I want you to do. I said, find my boy. Tell my boy put it in the streets. I'm home. She said, Pam, I'm gonna do it. She said, we gonna find Dusty. We gonna find the Dusty. I said, yeah, do that for me. Tell him mama home. Tell him I'm at mama them house. Tell him that's where I'll be. And so with that being said, later on that day, they finally came to hook up that that monitor around my hook me up now so they can keep up with me. Okay, they gotta keep up with me. Told me I had to be on that post by 5 o'clock. If I break it, I'm going back to prison. Just trying to scare me, but you ain't had to scare me because I ain't going back. You ain't had to scare me. I'm not going back walking around and around in a circle like that every day, all day. Getting up out my bed when I don't want to get up at 5 o'clock. I ain't going back, okay? Sir, you ain't even got to do all that because I ain't going back. So with that being said, they came hook me up. Well, at the time my son had just came up. He came up the street, said and told him your mama home. He walked up on the porch and I'll never forget it. My baby had $1 in his pocket and a picture of his late children's mother who used to write me. And I said, baby, I haven't heard from her. He said, Mama, she's sick. She in a coma. I said, no. And so that kind of broke my heart a little bit. I was so glad to see my baby. I know he had them been through what his mom and his grandmama. I know he had them been through because that's all he knew. Okay. We was raised with another relative, but that's all he knew. So with that being said, we talked for a little bit. But see, my parole officer they pull up with CNT. Um, and they was already looking for my baby. My baby said he was gonna run until his mama came home. So when I went out inside in mama house to get this leg monitor situation situated, when I came back outside, he was gone. I didn't get to talk to him, not for a length of time. And so I proceeded, to understand, looking around at the fresh air. My mom had this like really big, beautiful tree in front of her yard, and me and her just talking. Now by now, the word is out. Pam home. For some reason, the word is out. She home. So with that being said, guys, I just savored that moment. I savored that moment to see my mama, my extended parents again, to tell them how much I love them and thank them for letting me come home to them. That day was special to me that day. New beginnings. New beginnings. But I'm going to take the liberty right now. Mr. Houston. Mr. Houston. Well, he's not available right now. Mr. Houston. Well, we'll get into that part a little later in my podcast. Because finally I did meet the love of my life. And we're going to talk about it a little later. Guys, it's Easter weekend. Happy resurrection to you, those that believe, those that don't. It'll be happy Sunday to you. God bless you all. Thank you for letting me share this moment with you on Mama Pam Speaks. Love you guys. Have a great, great day. Bye-bye.